another edition of Headlines Nigeria here on Internet Television International. And I am Grace Ukot with a quick summary of news making the headlines in our national dailies. Join me as we take a look at the first paper today. That's Punch newspaper with the headline, Jonathan arrives US to address UN today. President Goodluck Jonathan arrived New York, United States on Thursday to attend the ongoing United Nations Millennium Development Goals Summit at the UN headquarters. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the president, who arrived JF Kennedy International Airport with his wife, Patience, and other top government officials, is expected to address the UN General Assembly on Friday. That's today. And in Champion newspaper, we have NDLEA arrests 6 drug traffickers. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA has arrested 6 suspected drug traffickers at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, for allegedly smuggling 9.075 kg of hard drugs. Still in the same newspaper, Nigeria at 50, Lagos goes grain white green. 8 days to the 50th anniversary of Nigeria's independence, some parts of Lagos metropolis are wearing a new look as roads and buildings are being painted in white and green national colors. And in Daily Trust newspaper, police rescue abducted Plateau kids. The Plateau State Police Command has rescued the 3 children of chairman of the State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, Alhaji Awalu Dankama, after raiding the kidnappers' hideout and disarming them. And in Leadership newspaper, Obasanjo barred from UN building. Former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, received the shock of his life at the United Nations headquarters in New York on Tuesday, as security operatives attached to the world body refused him and his 4 aides access into the building. Other news stories are Punch newspaper, registration machines, contractors agree to 4-week deadline. And in Champion newspaper, Lagos Assembly to consider supplementary budget. Vanguard newspaper carries the headline, intervention, 300 billion naira power aviation fund set for disbursement. And in politics, this day newspaper, I am not desperate to be president, says IBB. Former military president General Ibrahim Babangida has said becoming president is not a do-or-die affair, and that life continues whether he wins or loses the People's Democratic Party presidential primary election. The Nigerian Observer carries this headline, change in timetable will not affect handover date, Jega. INEC Chairman Attahiru Jega has said that the extension of time being sought by the Commission for the conduct of the 2011 general election will not affect the May 29 handover date. Fayose declares governorship ambition amidst tight security. That's in Punch newspaper. Former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose on Thursday officially declared his ambition to contest the governorship election in the state. The declaration, which was witnessed by prominent politicians from within and outside the state, including Dr. Olu Agunloye, was held amidst heavy presence of security personnel. INEC recognizes Ume as APGA National Chairman. The Independent National Electoral Commission has recognized the Chief Victor Ume-led executive of the All Progressive Grand Alliance as the authentic leadership of the party. This decision puts to rest the leadership tussle which has threatened the existence of the party for more than 2 years. And in business, Daily Trust newspaper, Jonathan says CBN reform initiatives are working. President Goodluck Jonathan yesterday said in Abuja that all the Central Bank of Nigeria reform initiatives to revive the real sector of the economy are working. He said that federal government would continue to support CBN and banks in their effort to lend the real sector at a single-digit interest rate. Leadership newspaper, SMEs fund banks responsible for non-disbursement, CBN. The Central Bank of Nigeria has said that apathy of banks towards the Small and Medium Enterprises Credit Guarantee Scheme has been responsible for the non-disbursement of the fund. Central Bank facilitates power plants for banks. The Central Bank of Nigeria said yesterday that banks' overhead costs would go down by about 30% in the next 3 years if their managements build independent sources of power supply for their operations. And in sports today, the Nigerian Observer, NFF meets NPL club owners today. The management of the Nigeria Football Federation will on Friday meet with Premier League stakeholders on preparations for the 2010-2011 season. Danusa wins NOC elections again. takes over as president. That's in Leadership newspaper. Former Sports Minister Sani Danusa yesterday was elected the president of the Nigeria Olympic Committee for the second time in 2 weeks. He was elected last week with a resounding victory over the incumbent Habu Gumel 23-0. And in Punch newspaper, Heartland sacks 22 players. Heartland have sacked 22 players and retained 28 others ahead of the new season. The Owerri club were sent packing from the CAF Champions League on Sunday, and coach Samson Siasia said he would reorganize the team. Injured Serena pulls out of Tokyo. World number 1 Serena Williams has pulled out of next week's Pan Pacific Open in Tokyo as she continues her recovery from a foot injury. Well, we all hope she recovers quickly, and on this note, we end this edition of the program. Have a beautiful weekend, and thanks for logging on.